I wanted to talk about two more things about these job to be done interviews. If people are sick of this thing, just let me know. But I'm not going to be on this thing for too long. I'm going to move on to some other business topics. But just for the sake of the fact that I just finished these up and these tips are fresh in my mind, it's probably makes sense to share them now. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. We're running kind of late. I don't like spring forward at all. I don't understand why we have to keep. I do understand. I don't like this part of the year. We don't have an hour to lose. Yesterday was just kind of a family day.
I'll get it.
So much cool Easter stuff here today.
He's soft, huh? Look, he's got like carrots for feet.
We just had such a long week. Didn't get a lot of sleep all week, and then to lose an hour just isn't for us. Dance far away. Clap hands. Hey, don't touch him.
I'm gonna touch it.
We made it to soccer, but it was okay. We're so tired. Someone has no energy. Someone else has even less energy. It's alright. We're doing alright. Just chilling now. If you're just starting with your jobs to be done interviews and you haven't had much practice with it yet, do them with a friend and have a friend do interviews about your company and you do your friend's company's interviews. I recommend doing that just because it's really difficult to stay objective. We are moving kind of slow,
Alright, my friend.
having lunch.
You gotta turn that off, please. Watch it another time, okay?
I think spring forward might be my least favorite day of the year. Gotta suck some boogers out of the daughter's nose.
Chocolate. Don't spill it.
The things you learn when you have kids, that there are devices to suck boogers out of their nose.
Do you want strawberries
Here we go.
in there, or you want a new one?
Here. Ready? Which nostril? That one? Oh, okay. You know, like, you constantly keep, like, trying to insert things that you hear into kind of a narrative you have in your head. And I think it makes the interview much shorter than it should be. You end up going over things, like really glossing over things that really need to be dug into. But if you were objective and you really don't care about what the, kind of the user is saying as emotionally as you might be, given that it's your product or something you're building, something you're managing, I think you're going to have a better time kind of capturing all the data and asking the right questions. Just something that if you haven't had a lot of practice yet with these things, probably better to do. If you look at us, like we've had Ryan and Bob and Chris all do and lead our interviews. And I think just by watching them, they've been much more objective than I could have been. And now I have some practice watching them and kind of asking questions alongside them that I think I could pull off some interviews that are a lot better. Lynette is working on a new system to save her phone.
I need to get a new wallet because I need a front pocket where the phone fits.
Yes.
And then I need a strap.
Uh-huh.
And I need a wallet.
Okay.
So these are my requirements.
Gotcha. We should be able to find something. Is this not working yet? Okay, we'll get it. This might have been precipitated by yesterday's adventure in which we went out and Lynette lost her phone. Except the trick was she actually didn't lose her phone. It was just in her bag, in her purse anyway. But we still got nervous. So after scrambling in the restaurant for a few minutes, getting nervous where her phone was, we found it was just in her purse. Another thing that I noticed that Ryan was doing that I don't know if anybody really mentions is kind of a key to these job to be done interviews is you have to put the customer back into a very kind of difficult mindset, basically a place where they were frustrated and actually having a hard time. And so it's difficult to do, and at times listening to a Chris do this or listening to Ryan do this, I cringe. After the nap, the Krabby Monsters are supposed to go away. That's this part of the Lola story. We have a whole bunch of stories we tell each other when we go to nap about Lola and the Krabby Monster, that it goes away. You have to almost ask a question like, well, I don't buy it. I don't buy why you would get high rise. It sounds like using Excel And going back to that would have been fine. You know, what's the point? And by doing that, by kind of pushing back and putting the customer back on their heels, they have to kind of come back out and fight and really fight for the reason they chose high-rise. And if they can't fight, well, then we know this may have not been a very good fit to begin with. But if they come out fighting and they show us like, no. They show us the emotion and they show us like that hair on fire problem that existed when they hired high-rise to begin with. And that's the meat.
Watermelon is red. Match.
Don't you guys feel like the watermelon's a little weird?
Yeah, probably 'cause it's been
It's
frozen or
not as
something.
fresh as, yeah.
There you go.
I didn't get anything.
It is kind of weird that there's watermelon in March. I assume it's been frozen and just thawed out recently. Because, yeah, this watermelon's kind of weird. It's like stiff. It's weird. Yeah, you guys are good now. You guys just had on the wrong hands before, but you guys are good now.
I feel like something's still wrong.
Wait, oh, you got 2 different socks on. That's it.
Well, that's okay though. She's worn 2 different socks all day long.
Oh, alright. Well, do either of you have shoes on?
Yeah, she's got shoes on.
What about your shoes? Oh, your shoes!
My
You
shoes.
don't have
Oh.
That's the stuff that we really want to get to. And so that's why it's maybe even easier for, again, someone who's kind of objective and outside your company asking these questions, because they're kind of intrusive, you know? You have to kind of go back to the customer and almost say like, you know, I don't believe you. High-rise doesn't sound like a very good solution yet for you, and make the customer prove it all again. And in that kind of uncomfortable situation comes the best parts of the interviews. And so, you know, it's not an easy thing to do. You're gonna have to kind of practice, and even the customer themselves, I think, sounds kind of unsettled when this kind of happens, but it has to happen for these kind of interviews to kind of pull the really important stuff. All right, we're getting some dinner. Going to Bridget McNeil's. Surprise. I see a green car! And that's it. We had a really good dinner, and that's about it. We just kind of relaxed and planned to get a really good night's sleep to start a week and do a lot of stuff. We've got all this new direction and this new vision for kind of 2017, and we'll talk about that soon.
Hello, who? Hello, Governor.
Hello, Doctor. I'm not done.
That was awesome! Snowing. Cool. I'm kind of a fan of Chicago snow. I've grown up here, so I don't really cry that much. I also don't really drive that much, so I don't have that much to complain about when it snows. If you dig these videos, please hit that thumbs up and let me know what you guys need or want. I love, you know, talking in the comments about your business and anything I can help answer. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I upload a new video every day talking about business and product design and marketing and just getting through life. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.